This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
At 9:15 p.m., the Lafayette got underway. The steamer Sterling Price was lashed on our starboard side for her protection, as she was a wooden boat without any armor, Clerk Lyons explained. Pacing the Lafayette's hurricane deck, Walk stared into the darkness. He could just make out the Benton ahead, with a tugboat lashed to its stern. At 9:50 p.m., the Benton stopped its engines and began to drift downstream. 40 minutes passed, and from the Benton's deck, Porter could clearly see the lights of Vicksburg. They passed the point, and the sound of enemy drummers beating the long roll came from shore. A crackle of musketry followed. From the Lafayette's deck, Morrison also searched the darkness. Everything looked quiet and sleepy, but the signal lights flashing now and then told us that they had their far-from-sleepy eyes on us. About 10:45 p.m., we rounded the point, when, whang, went a gun, and the shell came whistling and screaming through the air. It fell short. At 11:20 p.m., the first shots rang out from the rebel batteries. Elias Smith, an officer on the Lafayette, explained that the admiral chose to lead the van and, of course, received the first salute. Smith said the first shot seemed to be a rifle projectile, say a 20-pound Parrott, which passed over the Lafayette fore and aft with a swinging ascent suggesting haste. As the Lafayette and Price glided toward the east bank, a sudden cross-current threatened to sweep them sideways. The pilot and the helmsman struggled to keep the unwieldy ironclads on course, but with the heavy coal barge lashed between them, they were helpless as the current caught them and turned them 90 degrees. We steamed steadily forward. The river current was strong and carried us rapidly close under the rebel batteries, Lyons explained. Our boat steered very awkward on account of our burden on the starboard side, which could steam much faster than we could, and in a short time we found ourselves heading up the river and exposing the General Sterling Price to the full rake of the rebel batteries. The rebels opened fire on the Lafayette with about a dozen guns. After a while, one struck our bow port but did not come through, Morrison wrote. They are getting the range of us. Crash! The 130-pound rifled Whitworth came a-tearing through our casemate and making the splinters fly in all directions. As the rebel gunners found the range, the ironclad was repeatedly struck by shot and shell. A 100-pounder rifle shot smacked into the port wheelhouse. Another hit the lower edge of the iron plate forward of the wheelhouse amidships, landing just a few feet short of the port cylinder. The Lafayette opened on them with its broadside guns. Elias Smith, who had command of the rifled guns, wrote, "First, our forward broadside 9-inch, then the midship, and lastly, and after port guns gave out, an answering shot in the very teeth of the Confederate batteries." As Morrison noted, this time we were right in the center of their fire. Crack, crack, and again we were pierced. It now seemed as if the whole shore for miles was lined with guns.